The Last Supper. They met on Saturday. Pontius Pilate, Judas, and members of the gang. Their agenda: 1. Dr. Choayaba. 2. How to escape the ICC. 3. How to advance Cameroon's agenda. They need public moderation to satisfy Cameroon and the small NGOs pumping money into their humanitarian adventures. From kill them to masquerading peacemakers. From where is the ADF fighting to I cannot sit on TV to tell you where we are fighting. From dedicated extortionists to resigned advocates for adjustment. Consigned to the dustbin of history. Dr. Choayaba.
But let me explain to you something to you. I think for the 8 years of this war, I have grown wiser and wiser and wiser how we handle certain things. I will not or never be in the habit of coming to sit on television to tell you where we are fighting if that's what you want to know. Never, ever. Because we never know how this thing is going to end. Okay? So I hope you know that.
Ambazonia.
So we didn't call for lockdown because we want to bring in the... No. We think distinction is critical for separation. Distinction is critical. It might look naive, it might look stupid, but it matters. Challenging the authority of the enemy is critical in who is in charge. And that's what sometimes these lockdowns do. We don't start schools in September anymore. We are not answerable to them anymore. Boya does not respond to Yaoundé anymore. That's the point.
Fellow Southern Cameroons, good morning. Nami Sama Thomas, and this is today on the 21st of August 2024. I can't forget put my voice for the just ended collaborative meeting where we hold about the opening of schools for Southern Cameroons this year and the controversies where Mr. Ayaba and the group that bring him into the whole thing. But before I will talk about which I give a talk about, draw Southern Cameroons attention to something. When this issue for school reopening will start, or when we start about no schools for Southern Cameroons and make schools that reopen, I will bring in this issue for which curriculum the Southern Cameroons will use them, and I will propose. Say make we dive back to city and geese. I will propose. So make we meet up in the British government, see whether, or the British Education Board, for see whether they will fit for provide the Southern Cameroons with their exams for we to follow up. Because I mean, no say we don't feel reopen schools. We will not get a particular system we will follow up. But the people that will insist for school reopening on the ground, they will fall short of this particular idea. Which system will follow? That's why we later we fall back for the Republic system. We don't fall back for the Republic system. Just a matter of day when schools go reopen. It don't turn me as continue year in, year out. We need for the whole meetings for decide when schools go reopen. It don't turn me as continue some man want for show you muscles. How it ye? It get muscles. It don't turn me as continue some man will prepare for kill innocent people on the ground, for kidnap innocent people on the ground. Because say he go decide to be school must reopen now for so and so day. As naive as this particular fellow, we don't know anything. And he call himself say be doctor. Me, Sama Thomas, are the challenge now, Mr. Ayaba. Because I know say any doctor, anybody will get PhD, he get which they call and say thesis where he be write them for defender of a school. And when you leave, those theses will ever remain for them for reference, for research by other students. Make Mr. Ayaba a tell Southern Cameroonians or me, Sama Thomas, which university he attend, and it defend a PhD on which subject and which side will he get your thesis for do research on. Because I be interested for read your thesis as well. It always make noise. How we be doctor. I get doctors, man con people here too. When are doctors? Well, when they be their writings for Fube magazine, where they publish every day. Now, if Dr. Ayaba as he claims to be doctor and he gets sense, now watch magazine. It don't publish any of Mr. Ayaba he work for choosing a person who get intelligent. He writes onto the world fitting into consideration. Now watch magazine for this world. He don't publish any of your works. Empty noise. Mr. Ayaba say he education board. He be sit and he talk say now 2nd October, schools is over open for Southern Cameroons. Me ask Mr. Ayaba, education board, using words without knowing their meaning is what is killing Mr. Ayaba and his band of Alibaba and the 40 thieves. What is the function of an education board? The function of an education board, let me try to give out the function of an education board. The function of an education board is to identify authors, go over the work of authors, approve which author's book needs to be used where, from primary to secondary and universities. Now, Mr. Ayaba, which authors have your education board identified in the Southern Cameroons whose work will be used from primary 1 to 7 or whatever, from secondary 1 to 5 and high school to the university? Who are the publishers of these books that our education system is going to use? Or you have an education board of illiterates like myself, but you claim, and of which you yourself you are an illiterate, talking about an education board without telling us without telling us the curricula or one author. Have you put out the book of one author in that education board that we've identified this author and his works? These are his works. This is what is going to be used from primary 1 to class 7, from secondary 1 to from 5 and high schools. Have you published just one? Or you people have an education board of useless non-entities who have nothing who do not have an idea, a clue about education, but you have an education board. Chai! These people. What is wrong with Ayaba? Hyping everywhere how Mr. Ayaba is a doctor. But common sense, no common sense in his head. Using words is good. But to sit down and explain the words you use, you cannot. My education board has sat and agreed that schools reopen on the 2nd of October. Your education board. But your education board has failed to tell Southern Cameroonians which authors you guys have identified and which books have they written that will be used in our various schools of education. But you have an education board. Shame to Mr. Ayaba and his band of Alibaba and his 40 thieves who knows nothing but wants to be everywhere, showing off with nothing to show. To end up, I want to tell Southern Cameroonians that like the collaborative platform has met and decided that schools reopen in the Southern Cameroons is going to be in a period from September 17 up to October 2nd to please Alibaba and his 40 thieves. Any Southern Cameroonian parent, any school in the Southern Cameroons that will open her doors as from the 17th, and anybody comes to disturb there, kill that person. The parents of that quarter, the parents of those students should come out and kill anybody that will come to disturb schools reopening as from the 17th of September. For that is when our schools in the Southern Cameroons will reopen. The struggle for the liberation of the Southern Cameroons is not about Mr. Ayaba. It's not about Sama Thomas. It's not about any individual. It's a collective will of the Southern Cameroonian people that have taken upon themselves that they need to liberate themselves from the grip of colonization and occupation, and not the dictates of a certain fool seated elsewhere, struggling to impose his will on all. It's not gonna work in the Southern Cameroons. And to all those idiots who want that some of us should send soldiers to go and be fighting other liberation forces on the ground, you have failed. But if you push too much, something will happen. And when it happens, you only have yourself to blame. And for all those who are fighting on the ground, you set out to fight for the liberation of Southern Cameroons and not to fight for the defense of Mr. Ayaba and not to fight to implement useless policies. You guys have your own head to think and can think well. Before Mr. Ayaba talks of his education board, he should publish the curriculum that schools in Southern Cameroons will use, the authors of the books that will be used in those schools in the Southern Cameroons. Failure to do so, he should forever keep his mouth shut. Sama Thomas.
Good day, everyone. Might try to respond to this Sama Thomas message. I know you oppose the message, but I just want to correct a few things. First of all, Sama Thomas, I think he believes Britain get an education board of Britain. I said no. Well, I'll talk about Pidgin because Sama Thomas, first of all, he not trust anybody qualification anyway. So I need use no qualification. Yeah, maybe Charles Agbo. Sama Thomas, I hope you go happy with that one. Now, Britain get a department for education. Okay. Now, now they set education policies and they monitor progress. You get other agencies where they work with, like the Ofsted. Ofsted, they do the inspections. You go inspect schools and things like that. Even if you decide for teacher picking for house, the homeschooling, also be subject to inspection by Ofsted. Now, what you get now two boards, largely we get both England and Wales and Northern Ireland to a certain extent. They get a Scottish board, education board. These are different boards. So they operate here in a liberal education system, where it means you get different types of schools. I just give you the shell, the shell of the. I just give you the house. What's the house? The education system. I need to give you the content, because the liberal education system get more. It be more based on the content which is inside the house. But I just give you the shell as today. Now you get now the different local authorities that run the different other types of school, like comprehensive education, the comprehensive schools, be funded by the local education authority. And then you get academies. So most of them be comprehensive education. Now you get academies, so they be self-funding, but if you raise money and they be sponsored by they get companies or consortiums, maybe where they appoint like business manager, they operate like for profit. That's those sort of things. Yes, and then of course you get private schools. You get you even get free schools where parents organize themselves, run their own school, and then home-based school if you teach a child at home, but also be subject to inspections, and also the curriculum. The curriculum you not get to follow. You not be compulsory to follow the national curriculum. You should do whatever you want, but the end result, I say, all the students, all the learners, they take the same exam. All learners take the same exam. On a GCSE and then A levels and things like this. Now we'll talk about exams. Okay. May will come now to this year, City and Girls. Now you and Yaba and the group at times now fail for differentiate between what it be a vocational qualification and what it be an academic qualification. I think the Yaba and the group really know, because as sons, if we talk here how they don't decide for their group, say they go issue PhDs to carpenters and those kind of things. So that means they never even know what they talk about. Because vocational qualification are skills, thing you use your hand to do. Skills. Maybe academic qualification. You know, if you take academic qualification, go give somebody where he doing a vocation. Okay? In those days, those city and girls, and they give for typees and those kind of things. We do typing and So, but you physically progress with that, like for here we get further education, get higher education. Two different things. So if you get that, you go to for further education colleges, you learn skills, hairdressing, carpentry, all those things. And those city and girls, you also give to apprenticeship schemes and all this. All that be regulated under education. So we are not confused. You are not confused those two things. So come now to the examination boards. For England, you get 3 examination boards. For the United Kingdom, you get about 5. Where one is Scottish board and the Northern Ireland, slightly. For England, you get 3. You get AQA, you get OCR, when at the Oxford, Cambridge, and Royal Society board, and you get EdExcel. These 3 and they regulate and they assess learning for England and Wales and Northern Ireland to a certain extent. Now, if you take exams, this will distort your qualifications and then the issue qualifications. So now you get compulsory education where you start from early years, that's nursery school, and then that will be early years not be strictly compulsory. Compulsory education at primary school and secondary. Where if you're not saying applying for school, you go jail. They know you joke. Unless you want teaching for house, in that case, you'll be subject to inspection. Okay? And then when you finish from that, you get post-compulsory education, when are from further education and higher education colleges. That's after secondary education. Either you go to apprenticeship through further education colleges, or if you not do well with school, you retake the exam for further education colleges. But higher education, universities, higher education, the university, that. Okay? So, wait again, this audio long, but I'll just summarize and say, but the liberal education system here, it be characterized by, thinking, critical thinking. So that's the content of the. So I just give you a nutshell. I give you the building, the framework of what it is all about. Anyway, so but you and just tell Yaba, they should for that group. They talk about things where you don't make any sense. Digging has been done once talking how Yaba say he want before negotiating table because he want punch the Republic representative their nose. He want punch him. And then he said he go bring me some video where he shows somebody I don't know on border town or something like that. He rides a horse, can't stand. He shout insanities, obscenities to some UN representatives, and then they start spread out around as he say you hear that tone of voice. So according to them, a negotiation that's what they do negotiation. So these are just plunkers, They go sit to that small corners. They don't want to improve themselves. You don't want to understand how the world works. And they want to impose the lack of knowledge to everyone. So anyway, some of those skills now, they give them what they call NVQs, National Vocational Qualification. Where if you be carpenter, the board, where the issue that will come observe what you do and see if you reach the level, then they give you an NVQ level 1 or level 2 or level 3. That one are apprenticeships, for these vocational qualifications. So maybe we're not confuse vocational qualification with academic qualifications. Okay, so I'll leave on there for now. Anyway, I'm gonna send this to Sama Thomas. Okay, have a blessed day. Charles Agbo here.
Comrade Mume, long time I know hear your voice, or I don't even see you post. I want to thank you very much for the fact say you don't post until we in the debate on the thing that we talk about. But Comrade Mume, I go tell you something. You see Comrade Sama Thomas be delayed himself for Sokami because of this same thing the way they talk am so that we talk the same thing about this disorder way there for this struggle. So they ain't sing some song that way with this small picking. They sing am for Bali. Lead for Bagoma. I no want trouble, oh ma. Lead for Bagoma. I no want trouble, ma. Now that song so it be exit for Sogamif. Okay, see am. I don't talk say I don't explain them for this forum so they tire. Say every time we will take something, put them for table for Ambazonia struggle way, it is show and practically say all we need to agree. It is breakdown struggle. Even past this talk the way we talk and so. Even past this opposition who will oppose them for the terrible thing the way they do them for Ambazonia in the name of struggle. Because You don't see them where they be talk say me the long Guzan market, the long Guzan or the go born palace for AY. What happen? It push them if and go down. They say they burn taxi. You see them, he push them. They keep fight at them. They need to test power for struggle. You don't test your power. You need to test power for struggle because if you test that power and fail, it means you know fit recover. You know fit no under normal circumstances. You cannot bounce back to that place where you test that power. They go fail. All these small things, the way they talk, they go, my brother. That one simple thing we try to talk and say, we will not fit use Ambazonia struggle for mortgage some people that future. Where we know they for that play way, with the mortgage that future with them. No, we cannot do that. That's all what we are saying. Whether I get a school board or whether I get waiting, that one a speech maker. If to say Ambazonia will be liberated today, some man hire Ayabagi, some ministerial position will laugh the man. Because Ayaba a position of a shidon for office life speech. Now for shidon for office life speech, they a kind of man with that kind of temperament and who is so off touch with reality. Is not somebody that you want to bring in an administration, even if they were supposed to be one. If one was supposed to happen one day. So the thing I say, make school go. Yes. Because see we go play some game for this struggle where that game go back. I don't want to say that game go backfire for we even concession. When they talk this in English concession, we no get up Amazonian struggle. We have to be very, very smart. That way you don't find yourself, see and say you did for position where you did it with that position is not a position to show force, to make force, to exercise force, or to express force. That time you use that common sense. That time you use that common sense. All we in Ambazonia will come for all kind of community for Ambazonia. For play with this cool resumption date, a job being I say you talk to people the way they did for Bali. Una convince principal for Bali me they play some game because the thing is all the one show na show. No be say for stop me school no go down to where they give you any point. No, it's a show off thing. People the way they did for Bali, una convince all the principal the way they did for Bali. Say for the sake of this struggle, me they delay, me they play, me school no really open that way. Right? Una talk the same thing for the people from Gokutunja, say they don't want to stop in school because we'll be interested more in a study. We don't want to stop in a school. But we want to make that a statement. So people they come from Gokutunja, we want to convince all principals from Gokutunja say, may they find some way to delay school opening. And so on and so forth. Everybody for enter the community fight the war. And you know something, if you don't work, you need to blame the point of ground zero. You blame now we say will not be able to convince the people they were who they rely on to show because all this thing is show. There's nothing in it, it's just show. Okay, that one said, if we take that kind of formula, we would have been succeeding. Just like we talk say, we don't talk say about struggle, no, as some person in Papa is struggle, or some person in their village struggle. If we choose like one, as we talk say, we wanna come together, forget about the group them. More persecute this struggle, go to show politics. If we don't show politics, we're not play politics that time. These people, the way they one woke up the individual and come the one do one man show. One man show they go na half far. One man show they go half far for inside struggle. I talk to this guy they reinvent common sense for we were. If I know we don't ever get small common sense for my life, I will take say I get problem. This guy did try to reinvent common sense no way. But anyway, I don't tell them say it go backfire for that skin. So now the situation that's all. You cannot wake up by yourself and something that is for the good of all. You use your own methods and use your threats to get that thing. We are not going to use threats to win Amazonian struggle. If there were ever a victory anywhere, we will not use threats. We will use that common sense. For turn people they for king for morning time. For night total we don't put them inside one room, we lock them, turn them for slaves. Bet another one. Say, I have pretended and given you boya, but now I'm going to reap what I sowed to get boya. They for do that kind of work, the whole struggle for Ambazonia to be supported by Ambazonia people, because at least they for the make the people they make they understand say we are leaving you to have a better life so that you will get a better life. For make and me people then get a hard life. Who they promise they will get a better life, but it does not work anywhere. It does, even in the Bible, it has not worked anywhere. It's not here that it's going to work. I'm telling you, any man will check here, it gets sent over. Me continue this one. This second way they rule inside every day, they rule inside second, they take with the rubber of flour, they move her every day, say, oh no, he rub it inside flour, so but in the white. No. Ayaba don't drink white limbo, that palm tree, that one they tap am from tree for up. He don't drink and stay drunk. Now so they put down a chalk inside cup as he don't drunk, so he just take as he say a white, he drink. As he just say a white, he drink. He go drink am for how long? Now the question that they ask him, how long will he drink it?
Moment Daga, this your Samuel Thompson. It come across as a very empty man for this audio. First of all, talking about Dr. Ayapa trying to impose reopening on the 2nd of October. This is what has happened in the last since 2020, 2019 or something like that. Since we started saying our children should go back to school. So what was the point of even holding a meeting to decide the opening date? You can hold a meeting to decide to change the opening date since it was so well established already. All these years, past 3 or 4 years, our schools have the policy has been that anyway, when I talk of the policy, some of these IGs, even till today, and the vibe what they get are from Sako, their camp, now say school not supposed to go on. And then from IGK, you get and say may parent then decide about everything. And then from Chris Anu, I didn't even not recent, very recently way I start talk about, may we go school, but may la public school and no open and all this. But from ground zero and way back from the age of C, they don't all get the policy say school is resumed for around 2nd October, just after Independence Day. So I don't understand why they could suddenly hold meeting and then they instead blame Dr. Ayaba saying, follow wait the meeting hold out. You hold meeting a month to the time when school supposed to open. To and then you talk say Dr. Ayaba you not go with wait they First of all, they don't lie, say the whole meeting they agree on something. But the fact that say Dr. Ayaba wake up, announce the usual date, remind people of the usual date. No, he talks say he go give a speech for announce the date. And then they call it for back, they say, you say may they meet. But when they come for meet, it shows that they be already meet. They be already decide on the date of the 17th. Then when they call it, he asks, they say, but the date it don't be established for at least 3 years now. Even if you want to change the date, you don't feel the change and 1 month to the time. If you want to change the date, you have to consult widely, and then put them like for the next year, not a month in advance. So this idea say, to be honest, when I be here, say they don't meet together, they don't decide on this date range, and then when I see Dr. Ayabai he outing is putting it firmly on the 2nd of October, I was, I was furious and I was just planning to call them to find out what is going on. How can you sit with people, agree something, and then, but before I could get around to that, he come out with a clarification. Say
they call it for meeting. He postponed the announcement by way Boabeka. They call it for meeting. He come for the meeting. First of all the people there, they just rush, say, oh, I'll be busy. I get for go do this. I get for do that. So it will be obvious for he say they be already meet up. They be already decide on something. So when they ask, they say, why? How come you can decide to change what has been established, and you decide to change it overnight, and this like that. They did not agree on anything, so he just went back and announced what has always happened, which is opening on the second. So and now going to education board. Summer Thomas, so according to you, education board now all about establishing a book list. You talk na La Republic mentality you get already, where they get this scam say book list. Every year they change books, they take uh people bribe to get their books on the list. And to be honest, I forget which TV station in La Republic held a discussion about this just the other day. And what is going there is just horrible. You know, some man they read the kind thing the way they did for some book, just pure gibberish. So look, for establish an education board or education system is not something that you can do overnight. But you have to give credit to the AGOC that they have been working on this for more than 4 years. And it does not mean that they should have everything in place. We did in a wartime, we get to manage whatever uh we manage, but you can see the effort that they are making in order to establish an education system, but you cannot expect everything to be in place. The fact is that we are still under La Republic, and we can only tweak certain things like which when we reopen and things like that. We not feel really uh, determine which exams they will write and things like that. You know, so this thing where you spend a whole how many minutes just they talk how they never establish a book list. Education system is not just about a book list, it's about the philosophy. Right now, from following what the Eagles here have presented, they had a presentation, I think it was this past Monday, about their education policy system and things like that. And yeah, at this stage, they're establishing the philosophy about our education, that it should move away from the La Republic style of cramming and writing exams to a more of a critical thinking thing, and with an emphasis on skills and things like that. So for you to expect that they should have a fully fledged education system in place, that is unrealistic. And this is where you put this in context. I've not even heard of you guys calling yourselves the government having any such thing as an education board. You cannot be claiming to be liberating a people without making an effort in putting in place what will uh, replace what you are trying to move away from. So yeah, I think we get to put certain things into perspective. Thank you.
Yeah, now Julius, yeah. Now me moment that they talk. I don't listen your audio for up. I listen for the audio, and then I don't listen this other one. Wait till I did then I say I don't know wait till the make am for AGC. Una no fit ever understand no matter how much in Nigeria man say you go explain tire, yet you no go finish am. Now they think that way. Sometimes they ever find it difficult for even the talk again because don't be today we will not don't behave so. If we not be even the maker so you try to claim for years say La Republic one no mercy, so we play the part of no mercy. We not all fight for sure say no mercy no day na only on top of our own people. Only on top of our own people. Only. I will repeat only. One time for sitting where you wanna try for fight situation when I try for fight La Republic in need to be. All when I fight, go burn taxi for our own people. Now school they come when I prefer me our own people suffer. That for when I for do something where for sure say no mercy, no day on top La Republic, when I know them, when I go do it now on top of our own people, do it on top ourselves. For sure say no mercy, no day. That when I on fight that. Since we I even bad die. When I on fight on top of our people today. I'm saying if I go die so better day. Yet when I still do the very thing them. Other boys over down there. Nobody they kill them now to nonsense. And yet when I did the condemn me, they kill them. Whether now because when I know say now way them know say they get freedom of everything, no more nobody no control them. They kidnap, they do anything, and they go die all. The good one them go there somewhere they wait me they die finish before they can fight the fight. And exactly what you go there. No man be cause some man can fight the fight, or even the way we talk. Any man come with until we hurry. The good one they go shift. When they finish them all, they will come back and fight the fight. The only thing we will not do is delay the fight. But for say we not spoil the fight, we not know. I know that very soon now. The next thing when I will do, I say when I start keep people ready to go for school before that one a day, or when I start born school them, or when I work that, as when I don't know how when I will succeed with it as the issue. And at the when I go carry, I'm going to wait. And now when I wait that, as well, the core way I have a show for man being a doorman. Whether not because you don't know, say be too foolish, you go find Dr. Ada for your name. Me they didn't be see like in a thing where doctor talk. No matter how foolish the thing be, no be doctor don't talk. Now why that when the other doctor Yabacho, doctor they need find who's I take him.
Phone. You don't talk, but I not support you for this one. I not support. Now not make we people can't turn be South Africa. I beg. When I leave my pikin and go school. Would I not be carry on up guns for take picking them make when a bulletproof? No. Any man that get his own business. Any man get his own business. I want for here and I say picking come up for school. Soldier they will fight with Ambazonia. Gone past picking for school. That one I could be happy. No be say Ambazonia they should run for house. They work at kidnap people, church money, they tell with picking them to go school. Go fight. Nobody will take one fight like Republic. Why? If this will take 10 years, children education will sacrifice for war. Why? Teacher get right for teach. All that when I nonsense when I talk now because when I not get picking for dandy. I think so. Because even I became even not be said picking, I don't even get me picking. I don't get me picking. I don't get no picking for dandy. But me as a mother, and me as a God woman, God fearing person, I fear God for everything. When you get your own picking and here they go school, Bible just say do unto them what you want them to do to you. Put when I say for that picking their shoe, their parents them say when I there for a country, some Gary boys go just woke up from nowhere for outside they will just come begin tell when I say me when I not open school. But what's on a day? I know this year more. What's on a day? Who be una? Eh? Look at all the crazy people they call us Ambazonian people. What you wanna get? Who wanna be? For beginning, this start picking me not go school. I want for here when Ambazonia soldier come out for fight. Say Robosco die, I not get no soldier for that day. I not get no person where I talk say I feel get confidence for you. I want for see soldier that they fight. Soldier to soldier they fight. As strong as I send my picking for school, gone past Tosha. They die. Or in the hospital. I could be happy. Oh, that every year when I come out with these dirty ideas, when you do something, stop for one. Over and over, you know they benefit you. You keep doing the same thing over and over. You're a mad person. Oh, when I saw when I be mad, all the crazy Ambazonian people, when I be very stupid people. When I know it to be education. Me, I not go school, but I know say education be na key. Which country when I want be? When I want be which country? Where all begin to be bunch of illiterate. Which country when I want be? Huh? Pikin don't even know how to measure something. Every day Pikin don't go school. So when I own power and for stop people, me do not go school. Stop teacher, me do not go teach. Stop school, me do not open. Stop people, me do not go sell for market. Stop people, me do not come out for outside. Is that a war? Because if you carry a gun, you want to fight the war. Fight the war. Don't disturb people. When I go to private school, then I say me they know me they know say war there. So the open school, for teach Pikin them private school because na deny government school. When I open private school, how much did they pay for government school? When I tell me how much, where did they pay? When I teach that school where that government school, how much did they pay? How much where did they pay? So when I go tell people. Me private school, they know me the open school. Then teacher they teach for free. When I go pay them, no bush monkeys. When I should for you begin make all up. Any man go can talk, BB talk. When you give balls a play, you know if you play. All of them talkatives. Empty gong them. Dry leaves so backside, noise all over the whole place. When you put something for them, how when I go help that people? I don't want someone when I go after picking the way they don't go school. Which kind of country when I build? What there for some when I don't hear say for Ukraine what picking they go school? If you get chance or come on go school. Nonsense. No be if would have been a serious people. This thing go it go can't wire all of now. All of now because that when I disturb picking the way they don't go school. Useless people. When I go to private school, they say, me when I consider say war day, so they go consider their own picking them when I could go feed them. They are picking them when I could send the money for job. Teacher will come out for house empty belly go teach because now when I don't pass order, parliament them. Better people them they carry that system go fight. I never ever see a struggle like when I hide for outside here, the bush monkeys, and begin the same picking, they go die. Disturb people all over the whole place. Maybe they don't go school, maybe they don't go to school. We don't do that one. Look, sometimes when I don't know who a poor be, when I feel stop that picking for 20 years, 100 years, poor be no go shake. Poor be go shake. When you see how when the kids soldier them, now you go shake. When I go do that one, lazy dogs them. Empty man when I there for outside here, monitor for selling for fight that the fight that they die like na cockroaches. When I only they cut them out for here. When they give small one, when I take a chopper, government when I unpicking them, alemaz them. For not ever come out support that crazy people. I never even know say Don Pacho the right that Don Pacho if you go teach for free. If you go teach for free, all of now when I talk all that thing so if you go teach for free. When I feel work some work, they not pay when I.
Yeah, hi, good evening, everyone. Yes, Mami Bit, thank you for replying to my message. And I like this that message here about confronting these people where one refuse speaking or going to school. I just want to add again say if Pekin did not go school, not only the education where they miss out. That the other things them as well, because if the Pekin not go school, wait till the Pekin they could do the whole day. If pikin no go school, what he could do? What he could do the whole day? And the problem in that, girl picking them to go involved in all kinds of things. You could see early pregnancy, you see all kinds of things. Boy picking them to go be involved in either criminality and all this kind of thing. You know, so that the social aspect as well where they look. Because here when they design the curriculum here for school, okay, they give allowance for the social interactions. And the one that here they make it beginning of the same age, may they go to the same classes. And the social context may be very, very important. It be very, very important. So if you neglect that, I mean, already we already be backward because of the bad education system. And then you refuse to get again from going to school, you deprive them for all these things they put together. And when you go bring a very, very bad society in the future. You know. So I just said all this way they bring all this silly policy then. Made they think first, they gave a bit for the interest of the beginning first before anything else. I know the argument. They want to say, oh, they don't want to make when they go to school, they say life don't come back to normal, all this kind. But if you look at the benefits for the beginning, it'd be more than just like Robert claiming say everything don't come back to normal. You know, if you go to school, you have to step up other things. You know, already put the respect goes down every Monday. So if you step up other things, other diplomatic initiatives and all that. And they think that we are own stupidity because the only profit we don't get from this thing that US resolution, that US Senate resolution, because that one detailed this whole thing. So that anybody you want to go for any diplomatic mission of any country, just tell that country for support the US that resolution. That resolution you don't define everything. You don't ever go start from scratch. Because those people they research that thing properly. Anyway, I'll go leave on that. No, Charles, I go. Yes, mommy, you correct again. This one when they talk say make begin to go for private schooling. I said they don't understand education properly. A vital factor of education are class sizes. Okay, if you send all the people that go government school, may they go for private school. Them even if they're private school, they accept them. How many people will be for one class? If you get more than 50 people in one class, no, they not fit learn nothing. Okay, even for the government school, I say the class size don't be too much. I will visit schools there long before this war. I have to give chemistry aid for my former school and other places. I even get advocate for magazine here, the rare set of chemistry magazine where I go donate chemistry aid. I go to school, I see the register. Time when we will be for the school, will be only about 30 per class, 30 something per class. And you get two picking for we get two of us per desk. You know, we'll be lucky. But now that same classes, you get more than 100 picking for one class. Maybe up can get chairs on the stand from the stand up, you know if you write. How if you write for wall, you see picking the stand around class for walls and you know the teacher say no if you teach that kind of class, you know if you control the class. So these people they just maybe can go to private school, they don't understand the context. Because even for the government school, say it must already be oversubscribed. And if you look at the register, I go to the principal, I talk to the principal and everything. He said for the register, they get more than 2,500 picking in there for the register. But when the principal says they put their own private picking in there, that one is the name not for register. But they attend class, the school fees, they go for the principal pocket. So for a school like that, you could be about 3,000 picking or more. Wait time will be there, it will be about 700. And they want me all up to America, go to a private school. In the private school, they get their own. They went to the whole point of the private school. Because the private school, they put their pay expenses when they're picking a good private school because of the class sizes. They get smaller class size, get more attention from the teachers. Then if all the whole world come go to private school now, how many people will be for one class? And how many teachers will teach that picking? So now all this things they want to get for consider them. If you don't know more about education, now talk to people that are education expert them. And then put a guy qualification for education. They may explain things on. Because we did let down a whole generation. We let down a whole generation. And if you fight this war and then you could lose the war again, even if you win, will it be impossible? Even if you win, La Republic will come take over again. Because we are people that in the first place, they be joined La Republic because they never get enough civil servants to run the institution in there. I don't attend the former civil servant for British civil servant for where they run Cameroon. I don't attend that association here twice because I did for 1961. All of them be come out at the same time together with the Nigerians. So they put them to run the civil service of Cameroon, being the Nigerians and the British. And in the southern Cameroon, there be very few, and they all of them leave at the same time. So what the function again? Just surrender to La Republic. Then they go back to La Republic. La Republic tell una say that these people they can't beg them. Say they take you over. It's not easy for pay civil servants. They never get the instruction to pay. So every month to pay civil. So they go surrender to La Republic. And I say it will happen again, even if you win the war. Because the beginning they no go get the capacity for govern themselves. They don't get the international capacity to govern themselves to go surrender to La Republic again. So I think that one I got to consider carefully. Okay, I'll leave on that. They might be very right for highlight these things. Okay, Charles, I go ahead.
On this issue of school resumptions in Ambazonia, I think we cannot allow ourselves, after 7 years and counting in this liberation war, the genocide on our people done by La Republic du Cameroon, and we want to also reopen our school on the same day. That country called La Republic du Cameroon opening their doors to their own children in their countries to go to school. It has always been our tradition in the southern Cameroons. We never had the same system with La Republic du Cameroon, and we shall not do it now. Somehow, when La Republic occupied us, and the military kind of, so they kind of imposed whatever they did to us because of the foolishness and stupidity, the division, the hate and jealousy among our leaders at the time. On this, I want to ask Ground Zero. We cannot suddenly forget the pain La Republic has brought upon us. Those who are claiming they want to reopen school the same day with La Republic in September, or the same month with La Republic de Cameroon, what is your mission? Can you explain to Ambazonians? Is it to prepare for our National Day, which is the 1st of October? Or what is your raison d'etre in forcing that, or for pushing that our schools in Ambazonia should reopen in the same month with La Republic? What is it? Is there some water running under the bridge? So, fellow Ambazonians, on the ground, on the national territory of the Southern Cameroons, our schools would only reopen after the celebration of our National Day.
It must be after our National Day has been celebrated. You find people among us, when they kill our soldiers, our freedom fighters, they celebrate, they are happy. When they kill our public, you see them shedding tears, they post messages shedding tears. Some saying that are killing police, police are not soldiers, police are not this. Is there any difference between terrorists like Republic, all the so-called soldiers or whatever, gendarme and police and so on? Is there any difference? Do they not work together? By this, I want to congratulate the forces in Fako, the Mountain Lions. Thank you for your bravery, for taking down those 3 thugs. Take them out anywhere they are. All of them. We don't want them in our territory. Let them pack and leave. I want to also add to all our people, whenever the United Nations comes, let me reiterate, we will be talking to them. When they come, we hope they will have to come to you to interview some of us in Ambazonia at the individual level, not together with our public terrorist soldiers, the gendarmes, the police, and so on. We don't want them near you, so that you can speak your mind. No way can these people pretend that they want to come and interview, and they come together with those people. They know that, they should know that you cannot speak your mind if they fight together with those people. Whether police, gendarme, whatever, take them out. The other time, ADF killed, 2 gendarmes and 2 police in Bamenda. People were crying foul. I'm not even saying the cry of foul now. Ambazonians, we cannot be stupid. Listen to me, we cannot be stupid. Let us love ourselves. Let us encourage our children, no matter how small, how little the job they have done. They are trying. We have refused as the people in the diaspora to just meet. Let us just meet. See what we can do, map the way forward. At least I believe that the brouhaha on the social media is because we are not meeting, because physical meeting is different from the one you have on the diaspora or on the social media. I believe that people will adjust if we were to just come together. Let us even take an oath upon our lives. If truly we are serious, we want Ambazonia free. Take an oath, form a liberation council, or form whatever structure that people can meet, not necessarily uniting, but at least so that our people can trust us, knowing that we can have funds, enough funds, so to provide our freedom fighters with enough material. We've abandoned these people on the ground. But no matter what happens, my fellow Ambazonians, this father of the nation, I implore all of us, believe in yourselves. Let us believe in ourselves. Yes, we can do it. We have seen by and large, the world is doing delay tactics. But at least there's good news. United Nations has now promised they will send fact-finding mission, which is what we've been talking for, asking them, pushing them for so long. At least we're making progress. Little by little, listen to me, someday by this time, we should be in our territory. And for those on the ground, I want to congratulate you and congratulate you again for your perseverance, for this number of years of lockdown every Mondays. Please continue to observe them. You can see the fruits where if we had given up, we will have nothing. Believe me, we are getting to the finishing line bit by bit. It will take us some time, but believe in yourself. We shall get there. We shall get there. Ambazonia must be free. Independence must mean independence. Remember, Sisiko Ayuktabe has said, there is nothing good in the Republic for us, except maybe some things, some water must have passed under the ground, under the bridge. I don't know. But he has consistently said it. There is nothing good for Southern Cameroonians in La République du Cameroon. It is either independence or resistance forever. So we have to focus on those on the ground who are laying down their lives. I want to implore all of them. I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for your sacrifices,
for all the pain you guys go through, every passing day, sleeping in the bush, mosquitoes, snakes, dangerous animals, and so on. But you're not giving up. That is the spirit of Ambazonianness. We don't want the spirit of La République, French Cameroonianness or Cameroonianness in Ambazonia. We shall overcome. My fellow Ambazonians, we shall overcome. Believe in yourselves. We can complain, we can wail. Nobody is coming to deliver us until we have persevered and got to that point. So our people must teach our children Ambazonia anthem. Teach them the history of Ambazonia. Teach them, let them know what Cameroon is doing to us. Because that is what will sustain even after we have independence. That spirit, for them, those children would have been 10, 20, there'll be money in the country. They have to know the history of Ambazonia. In the past, we've seen how they've sung the Ambazonia national anthem. Hail, hail, hail this land of glory with the Ambazonia. So when you hear our children sing, don't you feel proud? Traitors, blacklegs, enablers, secret enablers. We shall get there. We shall get there. So, my fellow Ambazonians, I speak to you with love, with care, with understanding. I don't know how to show you what the love I have in my heart. Seeing that we can be able to free all of us and have a country of our own so that we live, not living in fear, not coming to your country with fear, not living your country with fear. Why? Independence must mean independence. We will not reopen our schools on the same day with La République du Cameroon. We will not. Fact findings will come. Be brave enough. Yes, when we are getting little by little to the finishing line, things will become a little tougher. But we have to know that if we don't do it, if they come to us when La République soldiers are not there, speak your mind. Show them the pictures. Tell them if they're coming with La République soldiers, there will be no way for you guys to talk. And we shall continue to talk to them. Believe me, we shall overcome. We will only reopen our schools after the celebration of our National Day. I have heard a lot of people mentioning, is it 2nd of October? Some are saying 3rd of October, some are saying 1st of October, whatever. But let this be after the celebration of our National Day in the southern Cameroons. No reopening of schools in September together with La République du Cameroon. The times of mediocre leadership in the southern Cameroons has ended. 25th of August 2024. From Father of the Nation and with love. Over.
He captures the spirit of those posturing as Ambazonian liberators. Unfortunately, he tries to deceive the gullible that he is a saint. I am unable to conclude who Dr. Cho Ayaba is. All I know is that like Paul Biya, he trusts his enemies and gives them too many powers. Like Paul Biya, he knows how to hang them in the evening. Like Paul Biya, he is a narcissist who likes only himself and his family. Like Paul Biya, he sacrificed his first wife. Like Paul Biya, he carries a foreign passport. Like Paul Biya, Ayaba is holier than thou.
The stupidity of no school resumption. What has changed to warrant school resumption? Ambazonians need to take a moment of reflection on how some of these stupid actions they take, like no school resumption, roadblocks, lockdowns, etc., negatively affect our people and while alienating Ambazonians from the restoration quest. My question to these group heads is, what has changed to enable schools to resume? Has LRC made concessions and surrendered the education board to Ambazonians? Have the French teachers and students been removed? We have stated time and time again that no school resumption was a very bad move. Schools have nothing to do with the restoration of our statehood. We are trapped in a conflict of state succession where two political entities came into a union agreement. All these compulsive attitudes that many group heads took had nothing to do in restoring our statehood. It only highlights how immature, incompetent, and stupid these so-called Ambazonian group heads are. We had told them from the beginning that these attacks on education schools were totally uncalled for because it was a radioactive policy. The no-school policy had nothing to do in restoring our statehood. It was a corporate/trade union matter. Ambazonia is a subjugate state. As such, the occupying power has the right to foster education in their own way. Our goal is to focus on restoring our statehood and not closing markets, banning schools, and blocking roads to hospitals. After 8 years of school disruption and hundreds of students killed, schools burnt, teachers killed and displaced, what have we accomplished with that policy? These buffoons are now coming back in full circles. That schools should resume in October. When it resumes in October, then what? Shall the 8 years wasted be reversed? These are people who act before thinking. What a bunch of buffoons! Comrade Lyman.
The question of school resumption is 100 times less important than the question of what the children will actually learn in the whole school year, and whether it's taught by good Ambazonian teachers or bad Francophone teachers. And as long as Ambazonia can't kick the bad teachers away, Ambazonia needs to focus on machine gun shooting and popcornization of occupiers.
What a terrible advice. As usual, coming from you. It's not surprise. Comrade Messner, you as one of the foremost proponents of the warmongering without power asterisk reckless strategy that has so thoroughly failed just can't stop digging the hole which you folks find yourself in. A hole which had since struck water and is drowning unsuspecting Ambazonians in ground zero. Ego can be the only thing holding folks from admitting they were wrong to engage conflict with LRC because of anger, hate, pride, and fear. Nobody in this warmongering caucus can provide evidence of conscious planning as recommended by best practices in the art of war, Sun Tzu. Nobody. Ted, you want our ever unsuspecting folks in ground zero to continue to deny education to their children 8 years going, since 2016, because a bunch of naive, arrogant, and reckless diasporan politicians failed to do their homework. A part-tested homework anyone who engages our RQ must know that there can be no correlation between fighting to restore our subjugated sovereignty and educating the next generation of our children who stand to use NENOTCHNOLOGIS to get the job done if we fail. Even LRC couldn't have imagined anything more stupid to entrap our naive politicians than this idea that you can defeat your enemy by denying yourself and your progeny the source of knowledge which will enable you acquire power. Allowing continuous education to our children at all times, in war and in peace, is what differentiates progressive societies from regressive and backward ones. Edwin Gang, July 27, 2024.
You say it's terrible advice, Edwin. But I was just reminding that you can't force enemies out when you don't get means which create this force. You need a hammer to bring the nail into the board. It's terrible for the nail, but without the hammer you will have more and more Francophone teachers in Ambazonian schools, and they will open the school when Yaoundé says. I never said the kids should not go to school.
Bazozo.
Keep listening.
We have advised Comrade Edwin Gang that this revolution has since jumped the stage for a force of argument, as he and Fawn Georgie Ginka emphasized, holding 2 court orders victories in their suitcase for more than 20 years doing nothing, until teachers and lawyers came up in 2016 and sparked the immediate causes of this unwinnable war today. Then, Ambazonians emerged with great mobilization and the formation of an interim government to lead the revolution. Though LRC attempted to divide it into factions to make it look irrelevant, Ambazonia fast forward and transform it into a full government, registered and sealed in USA courts that no one can multiply again. The government already embraced self-defense since 2018 and has been defending the homeland since LRC declared this unwinnable war against us on November 30th. 2017 till today. Comrade Edwin Gang. This is the only music that LRC and France that has held our noble RQ behind at the level of the United Nations and her allies. Our understanding. This is why French Cameroon and her citizens can now call us by our true name, Ambazonia, a name no one could even mention in 2017. Even some Ambazonians were afraid to call their own name. A French man doesn't dialogue. They don't even know what is called dialogue. All they understand is resistance and force. This is what we are using now. If not, those court cases will ferment in your suitcases for the next 100 years, and no one shall ever listen to you or mention your name anywhere.
Indeed, other former French colonies have proven enough that Francafrique is only moving when being forced. Senior Comrade Edwin shall explain to me how he gets a nail into the wall without a hammer. Unfortunately, Sako doesn't know to hold a hammer.
Please, Comrade Tanka, you must unambiguously identify these two values. 1. Identify who is the we that has advised the Republic of Ambazonia. And 2. Identify what was that advice. Please note that your reply must come in an attached date-stamped documents to not be classified as just another blind surrogate eager to defend their group with nothing but facts-free politickings. You have confidently implied above that a very conscious action was executed by a caucus you have defined as we at a time 1 moment circa. Hopefully you will be replying with the pertinent date-stamped attached documents, which will reveal the exact dates. Your warmongering caucus debated Republic of Ambazonia ineffective legalisms and concluded our best next option warmongerism. Your date-stamped documents incidentally must include your well-articulated arguments attached to show why Republic of Ambazonia 20 years old legal victories are not longer of any value to our RQ, and why it must be replaced by warmongering with or without power strategies as the surrogate for the illegally conceived government franchise system by confidently flashing that universe of being in change. In the pronoun of WE should also mean you belong to an established entity. Can you identify the entity representing that we? I can't make any guesses about the element of we, and what simply by analyzing your writings here in WhatsApp. It appears limited to that historical revisionist spectrum that our RQ began in 2016. I have never read anything from you about our RQ's matters before groupism and government franchise was introduced in 2018. About your statement above. 1. Are you representing the IG number 8 main? Or 2. Are you representing the IG number 8B of Sako? Now that your warmongerers without power caucus thinks legalism doesn't bring power into our RQ. Hopefully, you folks after 8 years of fighting now know about something called power. Accordingly, you should be thinking about meeting amongst yourselves to review the power element of the last 7 years of your Ground Zero operations. If you folks do not conclude in that assembly that your randomly executed warmongering without power activities in Ground Zero has been as a monumental failure, you must be operating in a parallel universe inverse. Don't take my word for it. Simply review the texts, audios excluded, posted in Sakamif in the last 48 hours. Yet, asterisk the momentumist band keeps playing on as the blind, deaf, dumb surrogates representing their various groups and governments march blindly. First through the gates of inter-Amba confusion, into the abyss of pan-Cameroon devolution. About 4 months ago, as if folks aren't confused enough, it was one of your graduates from the Momentumist College of Jingoistic Bravada who turncoat and began preaching the devolution thing. Keep on digging that confusion hole which had since struck water. How sad that it is currently drowning the ever unsuspecting folks in Ground Zero. Edwin Gang, Community Organizer, The Aspire Movement, Republic of Ambazonia, August 27th, 2024. PS/. Posted separately below will be evidence of conscious thought processes from agents of the sovereignty doctrine in the Republic of Ambazonia. The pamphlet was titled The Lost Souls, Southern Cameroons and Its People by Edwin Gang. Chirka, 1992. It is posted separately below for the benefit of the silent reading majority to hopefully come to appreciate the powers of the truths. It will be the truth that will set us free. It will not be any of these cheap, off-the-cuff politickings from opportunistic politicians only eager to promote their groups/governments.
Focusing on the rear mirror prevents smooth forward movement. By 2016, no Southern Cameroonian or Southern Cameroon supporter remotely thought of war. We all were driven by the mantra of force of argument. Pretending to be gentlemen, we naively believed, from 1961, that our occupiers, used only to violence, as Endley believed, which was absolute truth, would suddenly morph into reasoning stakeholders, in some dreamt federal or confederal outcome. To call an Ambazonian or Ambazonian supporter a warmonger is a tacit confession to being trapped in the naive cocoon of our forebears, who believed in the force of argument. Without a mix of the argument of force with the force of argument, you awkwardly spit at the American diplomatic juggling of carrot and stick. Failure to master this balancing act of constantly reminding your opponent that you have the logistics to retaliate each time he went rogue is a recipe for permanent subjugation. Errors have been made in the prosecution of the war for the soul of Ambazonia. Cameroon assailed Ambazonia to remain one and indivisible. Cameroon succeeded in dividing Ambazonians from the beginning of the argument of force. Before I continue, may we remind ourselves that war was declared on Ambazonians. It will be a terrible insult to continue blaming victims of a war as warmongers. I have never seen where an underdog is called a warmonger. On September 22, 2017, Ambazonians marched with peace plants to peacefully ask the occupier to let our people go. They did not come out with sticks and machetes. Cameroon fired on the peaceful protesters with life bullets, killing hundreds. A few days later, on October 1, 2017, unarmed, millions of Ambazonians celebrated their independence. Cameroon forces of occupation fired at the peaceful celebrants with life bullets, raping and killing hundreds. With bare hands, brave Ambazonians came out to defend their turf. Self-defense is a cornerstone of human existence and all legal systems. Self-defense has achieved more than diplomacy. This is because our opponents understand only one language: violence. We should blame our so-called diplomats for lamentable failure. While we embrace effective diplomacy and taking our plight to the furthest ends of the world, we must hail our Chang Shoes boys for pinning down a formidable foe. On school boycott, I will say it completely missed the main grievances. Teachers and students protested against a bad curriculum and teaching in broken English by francophones. Do we have a new curriculum? Who is teaching and examining Ambazonian school goers? As I submitted in a reflection in 2017, I said, I am not opposed to school resumption. I laid out the reasonable conditions for a smooth school resumption. 1. Conducive climate without Cameroon occupation forces raping and killing students. 2. A curriculum that prepared Ambazonians for the business of building their country and being competitive on the job market. As it stands, Ambazonians are simply crawling back to the old system without a new curriculum. No peace nor good teachers. To me, this will send a frightful signal about the surrender of Ambazonians, on the war front like in the education sector. We must always achieve what we set out for. Neither has Cameroon reformed the education sector, nor the Ambazonian governments proposed a workable cocktail for our education. Have we returned to our vomit? As a social entrepreneur, engaged in the business of continuous improvement of society, I will propose we look forward instead of focusing on the rear mirror. Let us chart new milestones. As sexy as Sun Tzu Art of War appears, we must get our boys and girls in exile to enlist in the best military traditions in the world. We should make it possible for Ambazonians to join the best militaries to prepare for the real war about to start. Surrender is suicidal. Those on the diplomatic offensive must increase speed to make war useless. We must identify those leaders who are serving the occupiers and isolate them. Asterisk war is not bad. It lays conditions for positive peace star. Kunta Kinte of St. Christopher Akabang.
Fellow Ambazonians, if you find this information helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. Also, do not forget to hit the notification bell because I will be uploading more educational informations for us to learn, understand, and know the truth about the Ambazonia Liberation Struggle. This is Bazozo, and thanks for listening.
Bazonia.